Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of surface area, specifically how we can find the lateral surface area of three-dimensional prisms, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. So we have a triangular prism net here, and what that means is it looks like we had a triangular prism, and we cut some slits along the edges and then smushed it flat. So that's one way to think of it. And what we're looking for is the lateral surface area. So the lateral surface area means that we need to find the surface area of the faces that connect the two bases, but we're going to exclude the two bases. So it's all the faces excluding the base and the top, or the two bases. Now, how can we figure out what those are? Well, pretend that we were to take this and we were to fold all the pieces in, right, to make our actual three-dimensional shape. And then we wanted to stand it up on its end. How would that look? Well, if we were to stand it up on its end, it would kind of look like this. So I'm going to try to draw this. We'd have to stand it on the triangular bases if we wanted to get it nice and tall, and if we wanted to have opposite bases that are congruent, which means these are my two bases right here. The two ends that it would stand on, like that, those are my two bases. So we're going to exclude these for purposes of calculation, because that would be the total surface area. The total surface area means that we want all, including the two bases. The lateral surface area means we just want the faces that don't include the bases, which means we're just looking at these three rectangles. That's it. So how do we find the surface area of those three rectangles? Well, we can kind of copy this 15 down because we know that we've got congruent lines here. So take a look at what we've got, right? Area equals length times width, or base times height, whichever way you want to think about it. So this first one, right, is going to be 15 times 10. And the second one is going to be another 15 times 10. And then that third one is going to be another 15 times 10. So you just do that 15 times 10 3 times, add those together, right? And what do we get? We've got 150, 150, 150. So it looks like the whole thing is going to equal 450. And there's no units given, so we can just say units squared. Now, if you look on your mathematics chart for STAR, you're actually going to see that they have a surface area section for the formulas, and they've got two, lateral and total. And when you look at the lateral surface area, this is what you're going to find. It's going to be the surface area equals, and then you're going to see pH. And so we need to spend a little time talking about that, because that P seems like it just comes out of nowhere. So this P means the perimeter, but not just any perimeter. It's the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the base multiplied by the height. Well, the triangles are the bases. So let's go back to those triangle bases, right? So they don't give us any of the other side lengths, so we can assume then that they are equilateral triangles, okay? So look what I've got, 10, 10, and 10. So that's going to be 10 plus 10 plus 10. Most of you just went ahead and simplified that to 30, times the height. Okay, well, what is the height? This is where it gets a little bit tricky. It's not the height of the actual base, right? We don't need this line right there. It's the height of the prism. Okay, so if I were to stand this prism up, and you see right here, the height is going to be the length that connects the two bases. So where is that on my net? Well, that's going to be right here, that 15. So it's going to be that 10 plus 10 plus 10 times that 15, which makes it 30 times 15, which of course makes 450. Now, how are those two things connected? Well, look what I've got here, right? I've got a 10 and a 10 and a 10. If I want to factor that out, right, I want to do just 10 plus that 10 plus that 10, and I want to leave that 15. Well, guess what that is? That's exactly what I did down here.